Hello to everyone. Sadly, and due to the COVID pandemic, it's once again through this video that I will present this third chapter of the Dakar in the Middle East, 44th edition overall. But before we start, let's jump into the universe of the Dakar. This 2021 Dakar was complicated to organize. In the middle of the COVID pandemic, the Dakar was one of the few major events that was held at the beginning of the year. All that thanks to Saudi Arabia, to all the Saudis who were mobilized with us so that the Dakar could happen. This Dakar allowed you to discover new tracks, new deserts, new dunes, and all that gave quite an incredible show. Suspense in the bike race until the last days, when we didn't know who would win. In the car race as well, until 2 or 3 stages from the finish, it was very tight. And of course, in the truck race. 2,300 hours of TV were broadcasted in over 190 countries. 4.5 million fans also followed us on social media. And to conclude this 2021 edition, let's take a look back at the best moments.
This Dakar's really tough, really difficult navigation, and you need to stay super focused.
Il ne faut rien lâcher, chaque seconde, chaque minute est importante. Ne pas faire d'erreur du tout, c'est quasiment impossible, mais surtout il ne faut pas faire de grosses erreurs.
This is Dakar. You need 10,000 kilometers to win the race, and you need 1 kilometer to end it.
You can try to repair.
Yeah, for sure, I try.
Cause now we're reaching up to the sky. Yeah, now we're reaching up to the sky. Cause now we're reaching up to the sky. And it feels so good, I can touch the sky. Cause now we're reaching up to the sky. The way up. Yeah, now we're reaching up to the sky. The way up. Cause now we're reaching up to the sky. And it feels so good, I can touch the sky.
La course est finie maintenant, donc faut. On attend le camion, on n'a pas ce qu'il faut pour réparer.
Normalement, tu ne peux pas le faire.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't ride in the dark. I can't use the main track. I'm crisscrossing all over the place. Where's the main track anywhere? Here, somewhere. Terrible. I think it's really shit to be riding in the dark.
C'était vraiment très dur. J'ai fait des chutes, j'ai une entorse du pouce. Mais je voulais pas abandonner pour ça, alors j'ai mis un strap et puis on a continué.
Je l'ai aidé 2-3 fois à relever sa moto, etc. Et on a fini ensemble, quoi. Histoire de garder un peu l'esprit Dakar.
I can't believe we have so many riders for 21.
Javi, Sara, dale fuerza.
Regarde-moi ces paysages, bon Dieu. C'est extraordinaire.
And to finish, I'd like to thank the faithful partners of the Dakar. Without them, nothing would be possible. Partners of the Dakar, of course, and also of the Dakar Classic. The Dakar Classic born last January for its first edition. We wanted to pay a tribute to the pioneers of the Dakar, to its founder, Thierry Sabine. It was a way for us all to see these cars that made us dream in the 80s and in the 90s.
87, l'année où il s'est cassé les chevilles.
La Titine, 52 ans. Presque aussi vieille que nous.
It's like I'm driving Beyoncé.
Hace 40 años este modelo fue el vencedor, el primero que ganó la categoría de auto.
It's good game. If someone say it's not real Dakar, he can sit like a pilot. If you make one mistake, after it's fast.
Per noi questa è la Dakar classica.
La nostra vittoria sarà arrivare a Jeddah.
Certo, certo.
C'était magique. Avec nos vieilles voitures, c'était magique.
Congratulations.
So to the second edition of this Dakar Classic. It'll have the same ingredients as the first, with some novelties, however. The first one concerns the speeds in this regularity race. You'll have three choices of speed: the low, medium and fast. The bivouacs will, of course, remain the same as those of the Dakar. The other novelty will be navigation that appears on the Dakar Classic. On some sections, you'll need to use the most direct way to go from one point to another. We'll make things harder. And that will, of course, have an impact on the daily standings and the final overall. Also, but that doesn't concern the standings, we'll also give you the opportunity to go and have fun in the dunes. But all that is, of course, based on the capacities of your vehicles. So that's what awaits for the future edition of the Dakar Classic. I can already tell you that we have already close to 60 crews waiting to take part, so an edition that promises to be fantastic. It's now time to focus on the 2022 edition, and it's now time to discover the main lines of this course. So there you have it, this edition of the 2022 Dakar. An edition with a taste of sand, with a taste of dunes and wide open spaces. As you might have seen, we'll head south to the empty quarter. We had our first little taste in 2020, but this time we'll go deep down in it, in the empty quarter and its ocean of dunes. But before all that, we'll all gather together in Jeddah, where the boat arrives. We'll unload the vehicles. Some of you will come to collect the vehicles to go up to Hale. Hale will be the start city of this 2022 edition, where all the technical and administrative scrutineering will take place, as well as the shakedowns. This year we'll have 3 for the 3 classes: bikes, cars and trucks, then a prologue on the 1st, and the real start of this Dakar will be on the 2nd of January in the morning, and we'll head south towards the empty quarter. We'll have 3 stages with 100% sand and dunes, including a marathon stage in the middle of the dunes, like in the good old days. And then comes a novelty. We'll go up to Riyadh for a rest day. Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. But during that rest day, there'll be a transfer of the vehicles that will be put on trucks and transfer of competitors in planes. Then we take on week 2, a second week, not to neglect, with 4 rather difficult stages, a lot of navigation, more dunes. You'll have understood that we mainly base this Dakar on sand and dunes. Then once you've gone through all these obstacles, you'll arrive in the city of Jeddah that will welcome the podium ceremony before the vehicles board the ship to head back to Europe. So that's what's on the menu of this Dakar. A lot of tracks, new ones, 80% of new ones, 2 loops that will give an opportunity to assistant crews to settle. And let's now hear the message of His Royal Highness Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal, President of the Saudi Automobile and Motorcycle Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen, may peace, mercy, and the blessing of God be upon you. Welcome to the 3rd time to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the home of the Dakar Rally, the most famous and toughest rally in the world. Thanks first and foremost to our wise leadership and the guidance of His Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz and the goal of his Vision 2030. The kingdom was able to attract and host the Dakar Rally for the first time in 2020, after many years when it moved between Africa and South America. Today, as we edge closer to hosting the rally for the third successive year, our focus is fixed on the future, as we call upon the extensive experience we have gained over the last 2 years to arrange another exciting edition of the Dakar Rally. We are blessed with magnificent landscape that few countries can rival. This varied and challenging terrain is the perfect location for the Dakar Rally. One of the most special things about the Dakar Rally is that it introduces visitors and spectators alike to the true essence of our nation, with its tolerant culture, rich heritage, striking landscape and welcoming people. We hope that Dakar Rally 2022 meets the expectation of motorsport fans around the world. We look forward to welcome you once again to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the home of the Dakar Rally.
Alors après le parcours,
now after the course, let's take a look at the novelties of this 2022 edition. First of all, it's not really a novelty, it's the electronic road book. It's going to spread to most categories, the car class, the SSV class and the trucks. And it will also appear in the bike class for all the elite riders of this edition. And it'll concern everyone in 2023. All the competitors of the Dakar will be equipped. Then we have the airbag. We've carried on working on the safety of bikers. We'll carry on working on the airbags we used last year, thanks to the help of the International Motorcycle Federation, as well as the designers to improve it. And it will, of course, be present on the next Dakar. Now we're going to talk about the technical aspect. In the T1 class appears a new category called T1 Plus. It concerns the vehicles that we knew up to now, the T1 4x4, that will be allowed to be wider, 2 meters 30, to have big dimension tires, 37 inches, and will have access to bigger travel, 350 millimeters. These cars that will have better chassis will see their engine performance slightly diminished so that we can keep a good balance of performance between all cars. Then we have T3. That will change a little, with the possibility to have a gearbox with a wider flange, plus 2 millimeters, and their speed will go from 130 to 140 kilometers an hour. A class that won't evolve that much is the T4, the SSV class, those production vehicles that allow competitors to have an easier access to the Dakar. So you'll notice that we have 3 major classes, the famous T4 SSV production vehicles that are modified, of course, the prototype lightweight T3 vehicles, and of course the T1, which is the Queen category. The T1 CAT also sees the arrival of a new class, the T1E, E for New Energies, electric. We had already presented it during the last Dakar. It's the new strategy of Rally Raid now. Indeed, the FIA has been working with us on these new energies. As soon as 2026, all the competitors of the elite lists in cars and trucks will be concerned and will have to compete in these vehicles. And then it'll concern all the competitors in 2030. But as soon as now we've set up the category, we'll welcome all the competitors with new projects, and of course the first one is Audi, that will be with us for the start of the next Dakar. The trucks as well will have their proper new energy class, and there are already a lot of projects. The regulations for trucks evolves as well and was done with the FIA and will be applied as soon as the Dakar 2022. Now we're going to talk about the important dates to come between today and the start of the Dakar. First date is May the 17th, with the opening of registrations that ends at the end of October. At the end of November, there'll be a conference to present all the course stage by stage with the details and kilometers. Second week of December, a first rendezvous at the Marseille harbour to go on board. We'll then meet on December the 26th, 27th and 28th at the Jeddah harbour to collect the vehicles and head to Hale. Then on December the 31st and January the 1st, we'll have all scrutineering. January the 1st on the afternoon, the prologue, and on the 2nd in the morning, the start of stage 1. And now to finish, I'd like to talk about the road to Dakar. The idea is to help and accompany the competitors who have never done off-road rallies towards the Dakar. For that, you have to go step by step. The Andalusia rally is a first step. We'll have over 40 competitors who come to discover the rally to later do the Dakar. It can then be at the Morocco rally for those who struggled to carry on learning and gain experience, to then one day come on the Dakar. The road to Dakar is also a possibility to win your registration for the Dakar thanks to performances on several events. Andalusia, of course, in a few days. Also, the Sonora Rally in Mexico. And we have 2 events in South Africa, one for the bikers and one for the SSVs. And finally, the Morocco Rally, where you can get your last ticket to participate in the Dakar. So there's the will from the teams at ASO to be with the competitors, to train them and explain all that needs to be known about rally raids so that these competitors can come in the best conditions on the Dakar. So you now know more about this edition of the 2022 Dakar. All our teams are happy to help you out in the preparation of your project, and now it's all up to you.